Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another Christmas light video. Now, on this one, I'm going to give you an update of where the ground game and mid game are. I tell you, it's looking incredible, but I still got just a little bit of work to do, and there will be one final Christmas light video coming out here, and that's your opportunity. If you want to have your display in my Christmas light montage this year, I got a link for you below where you can submit videos and pictures. So with that, let's get right into the video for this week. All right, so now we're going to start the ground game. I actually have ground game in with the spotlights, but now the actual rest of the ground game, I guess the foundation of the ground game, which is really the most important. All right, so my primary ground game are 5mm LED net lights. And one of the first things people will ask me is, well, do they get tangled up or are they hard to deal with year over year? And actually, I've just found that each year what I do is fold them up like blankets and kind of stack them on each other, on top of each other inside one of these plastic boxes, and they come right out every year. I very rarely have issues with them getting tangled. Another question people will ask, and it's not a problem here in Florida, but what if it snows on top of them? And you know, in Florida we don't have snow, obviously, but we do have quite a bit of rain, and I've never had any problems with them shorting out or anything like that. And if they did get snow on top of them, I bet it'd look pretty cool with them glowing underneath of it. Now, I've got, actually, I counted, I've got 52 sets of net lights. And again, these are the 5mm LEDs, which give off kind of a nice, thin, you know, concentrated light, almost like a twinkle light rather than a chunky light like some others can do. So I really like the look that they give, but you can do a little math there. 52 net lights at $30 to $35 per strand, I guess, depends what time of year you get them, but it's about $1,560 here in net lights. And so since I'm in the ground game, this is also a great time to get some much needed pruning done, and that just makes the lights show up all that much better. These things are totally blocking my windows. I love them, but they're too big. All right, so I'm coming along with the net lights, but I've got, because you got to weave, because the net lights are rectangular and you have to weave in and around these, you end up with a dead spot. So I don't know if you can see, but I got a net light that's coming in here. I got one that's coming in here, but I have a dead spot right here where there's nothing. And that'll be able to be seen from the street. So I have these are not exactly the same. Those are like 5mm. Like 5mm LEDs. I don't know what you call these, raspberries or something. So if you were real close to them, they'll look different. But because it's just up under there, it's just a glow. So what I do is I take this is just a single strand, and then I just weave it up in there. And you will not be able to tell the difference that there's not a net light there. So there we go. I got the net lights over here. I got the single strand of white raspberries there, and then net lights back through there. So that's what I use to fill in any holes that I come up with as I'm going around. And then if you watched my last video, you saw where I was using a hot glue gun to put custom lighting around the arches here. And I'll tell you that that has held up very well. I went ahead and did all the windows as well as around the garage and got everything hooked up with custom extension cords, which has been super helpful in getting all this because I've never done this many lights before, and having the ability to do custom jump cords and extension cords is really helpful. Now, a lot of people ask me, why don't I use those Govee semi-permanent LED lights? And I gotta tell you, I think those are really cool. You can coordinate them so they line up with music, you can do different flash patterns and all kinds of really cool stuff. But there's two reasons I don't use those. Number one is just so you all know, I like a traditional look. I like the old school Christmas light look, and you just don't get that with the Govee. Although it's a nice look and it's really cool, it just doesn't have that traditional old school look. And then secondly, I actually enjoy the process of putting the lights up. Just like I enjoy mowing my lawn, I like putting the lights up. I like the whole idea of decorating and then seeing the results and changing things up a little bit year after year. Whereas with the Govee, as I understand it, since they're kind of permanent, it is what it is. And so there you go, that's my mid game and ground game now, almost fully completed. Let's go take a look at where we're at. All right, let me give you a quick preview. We're gonna have another final video coming up. By the way, if you hear music, it's our friends next door who also do really awesome lights, having a party back there. But so we're gonna have I will have a final video coming up, but I just wanted to show you, this is ground game. So I did all the green over here and also have the green up lights right there, which is pretty nice, a little red in the middle, but that looks good. Coming around here, I don't know if you can hear my dog yelping, but he wants to get out too. He wants to be a part of the party. So I think this is why there'll be a final video, because I still might do some wraps in through here. I think that's what's lacking here. I have spotlights in here, but now the lights, there's so many lights here, it kind of like, it drowns the effect out a little bit. So anyway, got to do a little bit in there. I might need to turn those up. Those spotlights might be turned down. I have affinity for doing that. But you can see overall that ground game really adds. And then here's the lights around all of the windows and the pillars, and you guys have seen me doing all that. So that hot glue has held up really well. At first I thought maybe it wasn't going to work, but it's worked really well. So nice. And they come around the side over here, and I ran out of the white, so I really like to keep the clean, simple, classy, to keep all these colors matching. But I have like, I don't know, 40 or 60 sets of those net lights, you know, at 40 bucks each. You can do the math. So I had red over here that I bought a few years ago, but the red's kind of cool, so I just do all the red on this side over here. Now over here the spotlights are showing nice. So I don't know, I kind of like the red and soft white, warm white contrast like that with the green. I mean, that's kind of a classic look to me. That's like a classic look. I got to point that one a little different to get it to match that one, but you can see. And then I do a little bit of red here in the flower pots. And then if you haven't seen the video I did, covered up by trash and stuff now. Look at that, Merry Christmas, trash ready to go out. If you haven't seen, I did a video where I made these Christmas planters. So we're almost there, but there's still gonna be a final video coming up because I still have a few things to do, including what I'm gonna do with the front door. So with that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas.